thank you guys for tuning in and coming in and joining me today. Definitely, I know you saw the topic of what we're going to be talking about. Hair. Men, what is it that you want? What do you want from Black women regarding our hair? I know we had a awesome discussion last week on the Lapeef Let's Talk, and I kept thinking about it throughout the week. I know we were talking about, natural and, what do men want in a woman as far as how she dresses? Um, even besides her clothes, how she carries herself and plastic surgery and makeup. And I think the consensus was uh, men want women to be natural. And I think a lot of us on the panel when we were talking last week, I was like, yeah, men want natural, especially natural hair. And then we kind of start thinking and discussing, well, what does it necessarily mean to be natural? So that's what I kind of want to talk about today. I'm going to be taking calls, and I do have a special guest that's going to pop in later. So this should be definitely interesting. Um, I will say for me, and I don't know if I have a dog in a fight or if I do. I had my natural journey started kind of interesting when I did my big chop. I was living in Atlanta and I was getting sew-ins. I was in the ATL, so of course I had to have my hair laid, and I'd be walking into Club 112. Don't tell nobody. But my hair was like, oh, laid, my sew-in. I had a sew-in for maybe 6-7 months, continuously. So I was, again, one of those women that you didn't know what my natural hair was because I always, was keeping a sew-in in. And there was the one time where I was getting it taken out and redone, and I was touching my roots. And I was like, my hair is a little wavy. And I looked in the mirror. Now, mind you, I had a perm maybe since the 4th grade. And so from going there and then, God knows, having a perm for right at 20 years, I looked at my hair, and I was the first time that I saw my natural roots. And I know that might sound interesting. It's like, man, you've never really seen your natural roots, but I've always had perms. And then when I had the sew-in, it grew out. And I thought my natural hair was so pretty. So after that, I told the lady, I said, just cut it. I want to see what my natural hair looks like. And if I don't like it, we'll sew that junk back in. So I cut it. And I fell in love with my natural curl. And I wanted since then just to rock it. And I didn't have any ideas as far as with me being, so pro-Black and I'm going to be like Angela Davis. I just didn't want a perm anymore. I didn't see the need for it. And so I hadn't had a perm then. And so it's been maybe about 13 years since I gave up the creamy crack. However, as you guys know, you see me on Lapeef every week. I blow dry my hair, I flat iron it out. So usually I have straight hair. Today I decided to show you my curls today, but I usually flat iron my hair. As you can see, my hair color. I color my hair. I've been this color, blonde, black, jet black, red. I've done pink. So I've always kind of played with color in my hair because, again, my journey was a little different. It wasn't me just being holistically natural and people can listen to Jill Scott as I walk through the streets. It was just me realizing that I just liked the texture of my hair. So last week when we were talking about natural hair, I was like, well, do I have a dog in this fight? Can I say that I'm natural even though I use color? It hasn't changed my texture, but this is not the color of my natural hair. Can I say or be proud to be a natural woman even though I flat iron my hair? Again, I don't always wear it curly. I like the variety of what I can do with my hair, but would you call me natural? Also on the panel, which I thought was interesting, which I can speak about because I've had a plethora of different hairstyles over the year, but we did talk about men and what we see as women when we wear hair natural as, supposed that we don't. And there was someone on the panel that said, you know what? I hear men saying they want natural hair, but when they talk to me and behind closed doors, they saying nah.
What?
Yay. They're saying it doesn't look well put together sometimes when you do natural hair. And yeah, especially going into corporate settings with natural hair. Is it appropriate? So some of it was some pushback with natural hair and with men saying they want it, but then do you really want it? And if you want the natural hair, what does that natural hair look like for you? I added some photos that I'm going to share about some of my journeys that I had. So let me pull this up. And some of these pictures, y'all, look, y'all bear with me, okay? But I remember that there was a time where I went jet black. This picture was actually in Chicago. So this was like I went jet black and just trying new hair colors. And I said, well, let me, out on the town, let's do jet black. Back in the day, sew-ins, that don't even look like me. Don't judge me, people. But, sew-ins that I used to have in my hair, which you couldn't tell me nothing. All day I rock hoops. That's my thing. Then, getting my cut and doing something different in a corporate setting. I was at work, but I used to rock an afro. And so I used to, go to work, and I didn't care about the corporate setting because I already had the job. But I used to rock my fro and I loved it. It was, well kept, but I got so many compliments on my afro. So now, I do a wet and wavy, which is different, I think. I'll also put on a wig. Don't get your girl twisted. Usually I don't, but it's just, I've always loved playing with hair. Cutting my hair off short just to try something different, went super blonde. And until now. So this is me because I braid my hair up. So I have gotten so many different styles that it's just fun for me. And again, is that natural? Is the coloring, is that natural? Do men care? The braids, it ain't a sew-in, but do men like braids? So I want to kind of talk about that as well. Hope y'all didn't joke on me in my pictures. I am looking at the comments now. Y'all be nice to me. I'm trying to open up. So I'm going to send out a link for someone that I know is supernatural. So I will wait till she gets on here. Something I do want to talk about too, and y'all saw my different pictures from, the sew-in to the jet black to the braids to the afro. What we don't talk about a lot is how are we approached when we have this hair? I can honestly say from when I have my afro, I am completely approached different from when I have my very long braids down to my butt. I'm approached differently. And I think that is a stereotype of Black women and our hair. I'm an India Arie fan. And of course, she had the song, I am not my hair, I am not my skin. And I don't know if I believe that. I do believe that, what you put on and the image that you have when you step out the house is how you're going to be treated, even though it's not necessarily a good thing, but it is what it is. So when I step out with an afro, the stereotype of me is usually that I listen to neo soul and I'm lighting incense and sage in my house. Anton would call us the earthy people when I had my afro. So I get approached completely different. When I had my sew-in my hair, got approached differently, a little bit more aggressive. It wasn't a, what's up, my sister? I want to meet you, my sister. My fro, my sew-in, it was like, what's up, my girl? What's up, baby doll? And it's like, okay, either one. Okay, it was interesting. But for me, and when we say women are, we're not a monolith, I think that goes with our hair too. I think that we should have the freedom like every other culture has So, not necessarily saying with the perms, but being able to play with different hairstyles and different colors, like every woman does globally. Um, I think we should have that right. Some people might not think so. I know I've had men that tell me, no, the blonde is because you want to look European. I don't. I just like to have fun with color.